Hey guys, Delt here. Honestly, all of the games that I played today, there's only been 1 or 2 players, and I was honestly trying to run around and look for them at first, but I couldn't find anyone the entire time I was playing, and then I gave up and just decided, you know what, I'm gonna double boss a few games, see if we get anything super interesting, and yeah, here's one of the games. Hope y'all enjoy. Oh, and just as a side note, I did try both lobbies. I started in the post 300 lobbies because that's where I had the more luck before in solos, but I was literally not getting anyone other than maybe one other player. And typically it was just a rogue ratting around the map. This is one of the games where I try to go down to the 299 lobbies. And so I'm mostly wearing greens, there's some blues mixed in, but I'm still doing a ton of damage. My rapier is hitting for 80s to 90s depending on which swing, so we are still just going to be able to clear the bosses really easily with this set. And starting at this spawn, we are going to go over to Cave Troll first. When I saw how the map was closing this game, I decided to pull from the Cave Troll because I thought that I had time to maybe pull from both. And then I decided to run over to Cyclops after. As a side note, you could always just run through all of the doors to get to the boss faster. I'm killing all the goblins in 2 swings though, so it didn't really bother me too much to just kill each one along the way. Later on, when I'm running the Cyclops, you will see me skipping a ton of mobs though. Another small side note question. Iron Mace released today that they're going to have the wipe set for June 7th. Is anybody here ready for that? Are y'all excited for it? Or do you not really care too much at this point? I honestly don't know how I feel. I feel like a wipe's always nice because it's starting everyone off at an even playing field. But at the same time, typically players who were relatively good at the game will just get their gear quickly anyway. But maybe it'll be fun to run around, level up your classes again, and see how it goes. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. Alright, so now we finally made it to Goblin Town. That means that we are on our way to taking down the Cave Troll. We just need to make it down to his room, rebuff, and we'll be good to go. Alright, so when it comes to the actual Cave Troll fight, this is all a test of spacing. If you're too close, he'll hit you and you'll die. If you're too far, he'll scream and then he'll charge at you. There is a way to dodge it, but I haven't found it to be the most reliable every single time, so there's a good chance that you'll die, or at least I do. The big things to look out for are his scream. If he does that, just get to his side and you'll be set. If he picks up his hammer with 2 hands, you need to get away from him. Everything else you can just dodge by sort of backing up a little bit and moving to the left. There is a right strategy too. I find it more difficult, but if it's easier for you, that's cool too. Try to learn it that way. The shortest window is his side swing. When he does that, you can only hit his arm twice. When he does his frontal slam, you can hit him in the head twice. And when he punches the ground, you can hit him 3 times with a rapier. That's it. Move left, know how many times to attack, don't get too close, don't get too far. Here's the fight. And I do just want to add this in too. If you are learning to fight, don't get discouraged if you die a few times. I definitely spent like a day just doing this until I got it down, and I even still mess it up occasionally. Three agility and 3 magical healing on a necklace is great. I think this actually sold for like 500 gold. And just as a side note again, the only other person in this game was a base kit fighter. If he killed Cyclops, he can have it. I'm just gonna loot the pile and then go check it out after. A frost amulet with 3 magical healing. It sounded weird. I didn't know if it would still sell. I think it was like maybe 70 gold. I wasn't too impressed by it. So right here we got some epic turn shoes with luck on them. I am gonna put them on just for the luck. Honestly, my lace turn shoes are better. They're giving us more move speed and more damage. Sure, we could be getting dexterity, but the biggest thing in my opinion with shoes in Dark and Darker is the move speed on them. If you're not getting a lot of move speed, then the shoes just aren't worth it. Turn shoes only give 7, and I feel like that's somewhat of an indicator of like where Game Race matchmaking is still somewhat going wrong. The stats matter. The rarity doesn't as much. All right, now that we're all done with that, I'm gonna run over to Cyclops. I know that I could have just checked the Cyclops door, but it was a base kit fighter. I'm really not thinking that this guy did it, so I'm just gonna run over there. And if he did, cool, whatever, I wasted time. If not, well, I needed to do it anyway. And I do typically like to have a 4 square of inventory space opened up. That way, when I get to Cyclops, I can just take off my buckler immediately and start fighting by right-clicking. Or if I need to throw my drum to break down a wall, I can still pick it up. Inventory management is a lot more important on Bard than it is on a lot of other classes. And that's mostly just because you have 4 instruments that are already taking up slots. Well, now that we're here at Cyclops, we're gonna run into the room, rebuff, and be ready to go, just like I said before. Remembering to take off our buckler so we get that 7 move speed back with our sword out. You might be thinking that we don't have enough time to do this. And honestly, Bard shreds bosses. We definitely have time to do this. We might not have time to loot the gold pile, so I probably shouldn't have fought the goblins earlier that I was, but we'll still be able to get the center and see if there's anything good in there. Cyclops has a bunch of different attacks, so I'm just going to talk through it as we do the fight. For the most part, you just circle him to his right, and you can either back up or just jump over most of the attacks. His next attack is his Petrify. Just get to his side, and as soon as the animation ends, you can keep hitting him. And now he's getting ready for his charge attack. You jump the first 2 swings, and then duck the 3rd one. When he lifts up his hammer like this, that means that we're going into the rockfall phase. This is a very annoying phase. A lot of people assume that it's just RNG. I honestly think that it's not, but it's very, very precise timing. When he does his first slam, you have to jump roughly 1 second after he slams down. Every other slam, you jump about a half a second later. I would recommend to jump crouch and not just jump. So you jump and then hit control midair. The rest of this phase is just a DPS check. You could not jump at all and just try to do as much damage as possible and hope to not die, but jumping does help. Sorry, it took a long time to talk about that. He also just stomped. When he does that, you just need to get away from him. And that's basically just all of the mechanics for this fight. The only other thing is that this fight varies very greatly between low gear and high gear. As you're seeing here, we're not really in the highest gear, but we're doing a ton of damage. So we're able to push phase into the next phase. For example, we went from Rockfall to Petrify, then back to Rockfall. This fight is basically broken up by those pieces. So there's going to be 3 Petrifies and 3 Rockfalls. After the last Rockfall, the boss is basically dead. You just need to hit him a few more times. All of that just to say that if you come in here and you learn this fight in base kit and then you put on gear, be ready to go between those 2 phases a whole lot sooner, even back to back sometimes. And we did get an ox pendant with +1 all. I don't think that really sold for too much, and there was rawhides with 2 strength on them, which I was contemplating grabbing, but I didn't. Those are really good if you want to get more songs, especially with strength on them, because you're getting a lot more damage too. I do think that rawhides are a lot better on Bard in trios than they are in solos. You don't necessarily need too many more songs in solo. You can really just get by with your 5 main buffs and Shriek of Weakness. Lament of Langor is nice too, and you don't even need more knowledge for that. If you wanted to have Accelerando or Allegro in solos, then you could potentially put on rawhides, but I don't see them being the most useful all the time. Rawhide rant over with. We got a leather cap with 2 true magical damage. That'll sell for a lot. I think it was like roughly 500 gold, which is great for a 4 slot item. And as I said before, this entire match was just basically running around and fighting those 2 bosses. I did stay until the end of the match and I cleared some more goblins, and I was looking to see if the fighter did stick around so I could maybe fight him, but I couldn't find him, so he either died or left already. So if you're wanting to stick around to the end of the match, cool. I will show how much AP I earned from this and how much gold we got, but if you don't really care about that, cool. I hope y'all have a great day. I'm just going to do my outro right now. If you enjoyed the content, please just give this video a like or a comment, or if you liked me and you want to see more videos that I'm going to be posting, then click that subscribe button and I'll hopefully see you next time. Also, if you're wanting to join a community of people who like Dark and Darker and other video games like it, I'm going to have my community Discord linked in the description below. It's still relatively small, but we do have people grouping up and gaming together and a few other things happening. So if you want to join in on the fun or just keep updated on me even more, then click that and I hope to see you there. Come say hey. I hope you guys enjoy this match. I hope y'all have a great day and I hope to see y'all next time. Peace.